Hello and welcome, I'm Anet A8 and in this episode we'll be talking about a cool mod that I've installed on the Prusa i3 Mark III. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can see, but there is a big light area around here, and as you can see on my hand, there is a light. So basically what I did was I was looking for a light for the Prusa i3 Mark III. I looked at loads of different places and I saw this one light which looked like a really good one. Being Amazon, you get loads of bad stuff, loads of really cheap Chinese brands, you know, all that kind of stuff, all that guff that you will just probably overlook. But I found this one. It's an LV Wit LED desk lamp. It comes in a massive box. I received the box and I was like, wow, that's pretty big. This might be too big for the printer. But it turns out it's not, and I had to try and find a way in which to actually attach this to the printer. So I've had it on now for a little while. It's been there for the last, I don't know, like 15 to 20 prints that I've done on the printer, and it has worked really well. It's adjustable, it's dimmable, you can turn it on and off if you don't want the light to be on. So basically what happens with my printer is, because I have the Raspberry Pi is connected to the wall, because I couldn't be asked to wire that into the power supply here, and also I'm not really sure how much that power supply can take, because sometimes when the printer is actually heating up I can hear clicking come from the power supply. I'm not sure if that's an actual issue that I should worry about, or if that is something that is like standard or normal. I think I did look into it on the internet, and I've heard a lot of other people have had that, but I've not really looked into it too much, but I know that other people have had that as well. Anyway, back to the Prusa. I have wired it in a lot neater than it probably than people probably think, because the wire was pretty long. I got a wire with it. It was a really long wire, which is good in most senses, but when you're doing something like this, you want there to be a really short wire. And luckily enough, the wire runs through the middle of this bendable tube here. So here's the light. As you can see, my hand kind of is lit up by the light. It doesn't get hot, which is perfect. I really didn't want something that would feel like dangerous, if you know what I mean. Because sometimes you get lights, LED lights. LED lights aren't really supposed to heat up that much. They get warm, but they're not supposed to get hot, because they're LEDs, they're low power consumption. If they get hot, they're probably consuming more power. So yeah, I mean, that's warm, it's touchable, you can touch it very easily. It's maybe slightly warmer than skin temperature, so like 40 or so, probably not even that. So there's a cable that runs across here and goes up the back stem, this black plastic thing at the back of the printer. I've used cable ties to secure that cable in place. I looped the extra cables around there, and then there is this little supply box up here, and the supply box has an up and down, so you can dim the light if it's too bright. You can make it brighter if you're not at the brightest setting already. You can even change the color temperature. There's a button for that as well, and there's also a button to turn the light on and off. Say you're working right now, you don't need the light on because it's already quite bright in here. You could do that, turn it off, and now you have just standard lighting for the print, which is great. And I need to neaten up all the other cables for this as well. I want it to be able to print at night or in the daytime if I forget to close my blinds, or forget to open my blinds even. So I thought that it would be best to have this light so that every print has a very consistent light and is very well lit as well, because the better lit a camera is, the better quality the picture is that comes out of it. So, well, not always, but in most cases, if you have a very low lit scene or whatever, it can cause extra strain on the camera, or, you know, cause black areas which are very hard to fix when it comes to cameras and photography. I'm not a professional, but I mean, I've been recording stuff for a very long time now. So that's just something that I've noticed through cameras and stuff. This little camera here is a very good camera. The Pi Cam is a very good camera. It captures very good quality images, and with this light it works perfectly. It works great. It also plugs into the Raspberry Pi, so it doesn't need any more external power sources. And potentially one day I could connect the Raspberry Pi directly to the Prusa power supply and have that all as an all-in-one kind of powered machine, which would be great. I'd really like to do that, because at the end of the day that means that it minimizes what I need to do with the printer, or it minimizes the mess of the printer. This is the thing that I was trying to do with the Anet A8, which you can't see anymore because the camera is a lot closer. But the Anet A8, I created the boxes. Well, I didn't create them. I downloaded and printed the boxes at the side to hold the boards. It had to have the other board so that it would like power protect the printer. There was other things than that, and there was so much stuff that you had to do to the printer in order to make it really, really good, that it made a lot of mess, especially cable mess. There was a lot, I mean a lot of cable mess. I did try my best with that to tidy the cables up. I cable tied everything down. You need to with printers. You need to cable tie things down, because if you have loose cables flying about, you could potentially rip things off of the printer, and the printer is obviously really hot. So you need to make sure that things are secured if you're going to be doing that kind of stuff. Now, in the sense of this one, that one's not secured, but it's a very short cable, so you know it's not like it's dipping in front of this or whatever. But if there was a cable that got in the way of this, this could pull on it. It could hit the heat tip and melt the cable, catch fire. There's loads of different things that could go wrong with that. Cause a short, you know, and that is just really something you don't want to do. So yeah, I mean, I would recommend this light. It's a very good light. It works really well. It's not on right now, but yeah, there we go. There we go. And it's back on. It turns on instantly as well, which is nice. But yeah, you can change the temperature if you really want it to be different. You can go for more natural light. Yellowish lights apparently help you sleep better. So if it's in your room with you when you're sleeping, you can go for that instead of like the bright white lights, which are meant to wake you up instead. But that is about it for this episode. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what you think. Follow me on Twitter, that's @Nathan442. And thanks for watching.